to protect her, to provide for her, to lead her. I let her do it. And then when you came to me and said, "Hey, did you do this?" I blamed her, right? That's what abortion is. Men sitting back and saying, "Your body, your choice. Baby dies, burden's on the woman because you said your body, your choice. Now she has to make the decision all by herself while you sit back and watch." And then she has an abortion and you say, "Well, that was your choice." Like like that's your fault. Like, "You're sad about this? You know, this is your fault." No. Like, that is failed masculinity. That is not what we are called to do. And so I think that, like, when I say abortion is a spiritual war, like it's been a long time coming, and I think that it is super important that we as men, like, not only recognize that in our own heads, but shout about it, right? Like, let people know, "Hey, like, are you paying attention to what's going on here? Because this is what's going on. We are involved in a spiritual war, and you are allowing yourself to be set to the side so you can blame other people when you lose. And that is not what it means to be a man." Your question was, how do we reach how do we reach the young men? And I think it's messaging, Clover. I think that all of these things that we can relate to them help them to feel that call. It helps me to feel that call to continue going. And so, I think it takes you, it takes me, it takes the other great, I know there's women involved too, but we're talking about men right now. The other great men in the White Rose Resistance who are speaking like loudly, right? Because they're setting that example. And if we want the younger men to stand up, like, we have to show them that it's important. The church should be leading the men. The church should be speaking. If the church is not speaking, then men are going to think this is not an important issue, right? And if men are not talking, then the children are going to think this is not an important issue.
That is such a good point. What I think of is mentorship.
Yes.
It is said, I think Howard Hendricks said this, to live a fulfilled Christian life, you need to have three personalities in your life. They just happen to all be men. Nothing against women, but a Paul, a Timothy, and a Barnabas. A Paul is that person that's mentoring you, like Paul was mentoring Timothy. A Barnabas is this guy who's kind of running the same pace as you. He's your friend. He's your guy that's in the trenches with you. And a Timothy is someone that you're the Paul to. And guess what? Every single one of us can be one of those things to one person. And if we don't have, no, no, Pauls are harder to come by because you have to pursue great people. Usually, if someone has presented themselves as a Paul, a lot of people want a piece of that. Not a lot of people are going to get an audience with Charlie Kirk. So what do you do with a situation like that? Well, you read their books, you read their podcast, or you watch their podcast. You memorize wise statements. Jordan Peterson, you memorize scripture, of course. The Barnabases, they're easy to come by. Those are your friends. Those are people in the fight with you. But your Timothy, that's the part where you have to be intentional about saying, I need to pour myself out. And those are the needy people sometimes. Oh, this young person, he's coming. That's your duty. That's your spiritual duty to pour in and make disciples among all the nations. You got to do it. So we got to do that. We got to do Paul, Timothy, and Barnabas.
Yeah.